Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And in this networking series, today we are going to be configuring that network that you see on your screen. Okay, it's a 3 network topology. So we have 3 networks. This is one network. This is another network, the 192.168.3.0 network. This is the 192.168.1.0 network. And this is the 192.168.2.0 network. We have a serial link between these 2 routers, and that is how they'll be communicating. The goal is for PC1 to communicate with PC2. So at the end of this tutorial, PC1 should be able to ping PC2 and PC2 should be able to ping PC1. Okay, we'll configure IP addresses on all interfaces. We'll bring them up, and then we shall use a static route or static routing such that one router knows how to communicate with the remote network of the other. Okay, in later videos we shall show you alternatives to a static route, but for this let's begin with a static route. So the goal at the end of this tutorial, all PCs should be able to communicate with other PCs on this network. Okay, so let's get right into it. I'll click on router 1. Okay, this is how it looks like when you first log in. All right, so if you remember, this is the user mode. To move from the user mode to the privileged exec mode, you type enable. All right, and then we are in the privileged exec mode. To move from the privileged exec mode to the global configuration mode, if you remember, we type configure terminal. All right, and now we are in the global configuration mode. We can then configure this router successfully. I'll expand this such that you can see well. So to begin with, we can just do since we are in the global configuration mode, we shall use the do command. It enables you to run commands that you wouldn't be able to run in the mode you're in. So the show command is originally for the privileged exec mode, but since we are in the global configuration mode, we shall just add the do command, and we said do show IP interface brief. All right, so we can see the interface is present. So a PC1 is connected to fast Ethernet 0/0, and a router 2 is connected to serial 0/0. That is how they're connected. By default, all interfaces come when they are down. Okay, both physically and by protocol. Okay, logically. So what we need to do is to first configure interface first Ethernet 0/0. We'll give it an IP address. If you remember, it was 192.168.1.1. The subnet mask of a /24, which is 255.255.0. All right, we shall be talking about IP addressing and subnetting in much later videos. Let's just get started with the basics for now. So all we've configured it with an IP address. All that is left now is to bring it up, to bring the interface up. All right, and you can see it tells you immediately that the fast Ethernet 0/0 changed state to up, meaning it is up. And once we are done with that, I'm first going to cover all IP addressing. We shall go back to the basics later. We've named the router and all that. Okay, in a production environment, you would want to start with naming the device and securing the router and all that. Okay, but mainly I showed you that in the first tutorial. If you haven't, go check out that video. you'll see what is needed to be done. So I'll start with what we didn't cover, and then we shall go back to the basics. So what is left now, if you look at this, as you can see, it's all green, it has come up. Now we shall configure serial 2/0 with a 2.1 IP address, okay? And that is what we are going to do here. So we shall say interface serial 2/0, okay? We give it an IP address, a 192 IP address is 192.168.2.1. All right, with the they're all /24, so that is a 255.255.255.0. All right, and we say no shutdown, no shutdown. Okay, now it will remain down until the other side of the router, until this side of this router also comes up. All right, but let's also configure the clock rate. Clock, we shall say 64. Clock rate, I think. Clock rate 64,000. That's it. All right. And then what else? All right. So now that we've configured the IP addresses, let's configure the router, the basics of the router. We rename the router. Let us rename it. So we shall say hostname R1. Okay. We secure our privileged exec mode. We shall say password is CCNA. Okay, we secure our line console. Okay, we can say line console 0. Password, we can say Cisco. And then it will be required for someone to log in. All right. And then what else? We can secure our remote lines, the VTY lines. Okay. VTY stands for virtual teletype. So we shall say line VTY. We can secure 5 of them or 6. Let's secure 6. 0 to 5 is 6. And then we say password. We can say also it's a Cisco. All right. And someone should be able to log in. And then we can, which other password can we configure? We can first encrypt our passwords. Is there any other mod we haven't configured? I think that's it. In case there is any other, we can configure it later. Service password encryption. We do the no IP domain lookup. IP domain lookup. All right. This disables the domain lookup, the DNS lookup, whenever you type a wrong command and the router has to first try to translate whatever you've typed into an IP address. All right. What else? Yeah, so basically that's it. It should be able to be good to go. We come to this router. We shall say no. We start with, we can name it, okay? So we shall say enable password, enable, and then configure terminal, and then we say host name is R2, right? Host name is R2. We secure our privileged exec mode, enable secret, no says CCNA, and then we secure the console, password Cisco, login, and then we exit that. We can secure our remote lines. So we say line VTY 0 slash specified. So we secure 6 lines. Password Cisco. All right. And then someone will need to log in. Okay. I guess that's it. So we configure the IP addressing. We say interface. Which interface is this? This is a serial 2.0. So interface serial 2/0 IP address is a 192.168.2.1, 2.1, 2.2, 2.2. Okay, with the /24/0, and then we say no shutdown. So you can see they're both up now. All right, and then we configure this interface, the first Ethernet 0/0. All right, and then we say interface first Ethernet 0/0. We give it an IP address of a 192.168.3.1. This is the IP address we are configuring. All right, with the subnet mask of a /24, and then we do a no shutdown. So we should be good to go at this point. All we need to do is configure these PCs with an IP address. We shall click on the PC, we go to desktop, IP configuration, we give it a static IP, we'd say 192.168. It is in the 1.0 network, so we shall choose any from that line. We can say 1.10 /24. Its default gateway is this interface. So it will be a 192.168.1.1. All right, and that's it. And we do the same for this. This is in the 3.0 network, so we shall say 192.168.3.10 with a /24. Its default gateway, once again, is this interface. All right, so it will be a 192.168.3.1. All right, and that's it. So let's try to ping from PC1 to PC2. PC2 is a 192.168.3.10. All right, as you can see the IP address there. So we go to this PC, we come to command prompt, ping, we shall say ping 192.168.3.10. And you can see destination is unreachable. And if we do the same this side, we say ping 192.168.1.10, destination is unreachable. So why is that? It's because there is no static route in between these two routers. So router 2 doesn't know how to reach this .1 network, and router 1 doesn't know how to reach this .3 network. So what we are going to do is to configure a static route between these two routers such that router 1 is aware of how to get to this .3 network, and vice versa. Router 2 should be able to know how to reach the .1 network. So what we are going to do, we click on router 1, all right, and then we say, this is how we configure a static route. You say IP route, all right, the destination network. I want to reach the .3 network, all right, so that is IP route to reach the 192.168.3.0 network, all right. You add the subnet mask, all right, please go through this interface, either the IP address or the interface, but we shall be using the IP address. Go to 192.168.2.2, and that is it. And then you can save, all right? And then we come and do the same for router 2. We tell it, in order to reach IP route, in order to reach this 1.0 network, in order to reach here, 192.168.1.0, 255.255.255.0, go to which interface? Help me. This interface, all right? The 2.1. You can use the interface name or the IP address, okay? So we shall say 192.168.2.1, all right? We missed an octet, as it is known, okay? Yes, and that is it. So we do right, and it should be fine. Now, if we ping again, we should be successful. All right. Now PC1 can reach PC2, and PC2 should be able to reach PC1. All right, and that's it. And we've successfully configured the network. All right. Okay, so yes, that has been it. Thank you so much for viewing. I hope this has been fruitful, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.